okay to buy the first house you look at? Well, here in Concord, it's no different than anywhere else in the United States. Yes, it's okay. It's hard to do because your brain is sitting there telling you that you should look at everything to make sure you've got just the right one. However, while you're out there looking at every other possibility or waiting on the next one, the house that you really liked in number one position might now belong to somebody else. And here's the best way to think about that. Remember back when you were dating? Way back once upon a time, and you met this person and you thought they were pretty darn great. You stopped dating everybody else. Otherwise, you can't focus on the one that's right in front of you, knowing that nobody you date was ever going to be perfect. And once you decide to go all in, it's going to work if you decide to make it work. But if you never lean in and you decide you will always just play the field, you're probably still single today because it just doesn't work that way. And you might even be looking back in life saying, oh, there's the one that got away. Well, that one that got away probably found somebody else because you wouldn't lock it down. And real estate's the same way, y'all. No house is perfect. I can promise you that. You might spend a blue $1 million on a house, and then you move in and say, golly gee willikers, I wish I'd done X, Y, and Z and waited for this. You either move in and decide to make it great, or you move in and decide to be miserable. Now for me, I choose to make things great even if they're not perfect. And that's what real estate's got to be like for you. You got to have that mindset going in. It might not be perfect, but I can choose to make it work. And that means when you see that first house, if it checks all the boxes and you get that little feeling in the pit of your stomach and your eyes start to sparkling, well, I, as your realtor, I can see your eyes sparkling. I've seen it, I have seen it, I have seen it, I have seen it. I've sold over 4,000 houses in my years in the business, and I know what that sparkle looks like. The question you have to ask yourself is, are you going to let the logical side of your brain shut down the emotional feeling about the house? Because real estate's weird like that, y'all. You got to know this is a really big financial instrument, but it's wrapped up in emotion. Also, like your dating life, because when you marry somebody, that's a huge financial commitment. Totally is, especially when you have equitable distribution in community property states and you start thinking about that outcome. You could also decide not to think about that outcome and say, you know what? I'm going to pour some money into this. I'm going to pour some time into this, and I'm going to make it good. So when you see that house that's great, go ahead and make an offer on it. What's the worst that could happen? Doesn't work out? Okay, then you move on to the next one. What's the other thing that could happen? You might get it. And you know what? Then you've got the American dream. You've got a mortgage interest deduction. And most importantly, you've got somewhere to call home. I think that's a pretty good trade-off for commitment.